So yeah, we went to Japan, our first trip to Japan. It was a mega huge, insane deal for us. I had never been before, and I had been dreaming of going since I was a wee little child, watching My Neighbor Totoro when I was like 5 years old, and completely relating to May, not only because my birthday's in May, but also because I was loud and very round-faced as a kid. 5 days in Tokyo to 2 days in Kyoto, and then 2 more days in Tokyo. So we had full on time. The first day was sort of like an introductory day for us, which makes sense. We did travel 30 hours. Not even joking, 30 hours on planes, trains, and automobiles to get to Tokyo. We stayed in a really cool, like, modern ryokan, I guess, in the city, which was dope. They had an onsen on their rooftop. Crazy. But the first real day we had, where we were walking around, feeling active, able to do things. No, you're not Karate Kid. We visited the Team Borderless Labs. That was so unbelievably cool. I know everyone's seen it. Okay, we get it. Everyone has an Instagram from there, you know, but genuinely, very cool thing to do. And I think they do it in a couple different cities. Like, I think I have a friend who did it in Shanghai, maybe. So yeah, if there's an opportunity for you to go visit one of them, absolutely do it. We did the one that was like more garden themed. Like, there was something called the athletic garden that had like lily pads all over the place that lit up. It was very cool, very lit, quite literally, because there were so many lights. We also ended up spending quite a bit of time in Harajuku and Shibuya. Those were like the 2 places mainly that we were. And I know those are like big areas. It's not like, that's not very specific. We ended up going to the dopest camera shop ever. I wanted to live in this store. It was so cool. It was called Film Camera Tokyo, right, Will? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they have an Instagram too if you want to follow it. It's the coolest place, and the people there were really knowledgeable and helpful. It's your heaven, Will.
Too much for me to deal with.
Alex, who we randomly got to see while we were in Japan, ended up getting a little film camera, and I was really tempted to get something, but I also didn't want to shell out like $1,000 for a new camera at the moment. So yeah, I'm still looking at those Contax G1s or G2s or whatever, so we'll see, maybe soon. If you just want some like good old-fashioned camera porn, it's definitely in that building, let me tell you. And that was kind of like the central hub of where we were in Harajuku. We went to all these different stores. There's one called like Nerdy or something like that Will got a really cool t-shirt from, and it had all these like insane like 90s bedrooms in it, or like early 2000 bedrooms in it, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. This is definitely quite the throwback for me. And then after that, after we had like a full shopping day on our second day, we went, or actually I guess it was our third day, we went and got ramen for the first time in Japan, which was exactly what I wanted it to be and more. Okay, so before we get knee deep in fun Japan stuff, I figured I would thank our sponsor today, which is Skillshare. Heck yeah. Big surprise, I've talked about Skillshare before here on the channel, and I genuinely really like a lot of their courses. I think some of their art and illustration courses are some of the best out there that you can get. One that I'm really loving right now is called Graphic Illustration, Boldly Designed with Color and Shape. And the teacher, Olympia Zagnoli, is like unreal. You've probably seen a lot of her work before and didn't even realize it. So getting to be taught by someone who's so fantastic at illustration is really cool, and you should definitely check out her course. So Skillshare is giving away a 2-month unlimited access trial to my subscribers. If you click the link down in my description box, and after that, it's only around $10 a month. So go click the link. It is definitely worth it to educate yourself on some cool stuff. If you've been wanting to learn some things about art or photography or anything, accounting probably, you can do that on Skillshare. And you can join over 7 million users on Skillshare, which is so cool. So you can join like-minded groups, classes, speak with people in the classes with you. It's a very cool thing to be a part of. So thank you, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to some fun Japanese wonder and awe. Everything we did in Japan exceeded my expectations by like tenfold, but especially the food. We had so much good food while we were there. We went to Ichiban. Is it called Ichiban?
Ichiban?
Is it called Ichiban?
Ran, I think.
Ichiran?
Ichiran.
Ichiran,
I think.
which is like the fast foody sort of ramen that is in Tokyo and I think a lot of other places in Japan. It gets recommended a lot just because it's super easy, it's quick, and if you're a tourist and you don't speak very good English, you can buy your ramen out of a vending machine, which you can actually do at a lot of different places. So that's kind of cool. It's a good way to get good food fast, but oh my God, did we have a spiritual experience there. Sniffling. Very
And
sniffling.
we did the medium spice as well. I don't know what would have happened if we did.
Hot.
Because there was 2 more.
Yeah, that was, I think we chose the right.
Because this is like, it starts to build up.
Yeah. I'd say that's like a successful first ramen run.
Absolutely.
I think.
Drink it back. Check you out. You're really knocking it back.
I'm so hungry and I'm very hungover.
No, good for you.
One of the nights out that we had in Tokyo, we also ended up going to one of like the big video gaming towers. I don't know what that area is. Do you remember what that area was called? Akihabara.
Is that it?
Yeah, feels right. I don't know.
I think it's like
Sorry if we're offending literally everyone by not knowing.
No, I think that's right.
It's like a big, I think it's like a big gaming area, right? Like there's tons of like the SEGA tower is over there. Super Potato, which is like, if you like vintage Nintendo stuff, you have to go to Super Potato because it was literally like 6 floors of just straight Nintendo stuff. It was so cool. You could sit and like play at an arcade. You could like buy Nintendo like DS's or Game Boy Advances or Game Boy Colors if you wanted to. All of it was in Japanese and all the games were in Japanese, which was sort of the reason why I didn't end up buying something there. But boy, oh boy, did it give me the most major nostalgia boner I've ever had. Also, speaking of boners, I'm not gonna get, this is a sponsored video, let's not go too crazy, but there was some pretty weird floors on a couple of the like comic booky manga-esque stores. There was one store in particular we knew we wanted to go to because it was like a big like nerdgasm store, like tons of figurines and games, and it just seemed really cool. And we went into it and one of the floors was literally just porn everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It was just porn. And it was like kind of weird that everyone was so chill about it. Like I've never had so many people just like walking around looking at stuff when there's just like porn everywhere. So that was really interesting. I couldn't even really film in there because I wasn't about to be like, you know, filming porn. Oh my gosh, how'd they get a picture of you?
How did they get? Like, when did we take that photo? How did they get my likeness?
We also went to the Peanuts Cafe one of the days before we left to go to Kyoto. We went to the Peanuts Cafe in Shibuya and it was so cute. It was the cutest thing that I've ever been to. I pretty much only got pictures from there because I was just like enjoying it, but I also got some of my family's presents from there, so that was like pretty cool too. And that whole area around was also very like photographic. It was like beautiful. A lot of the buildings I ended up taking pictures of while we were over there because the architecture is just really fun. We ended up in some cafe before we went to Kyoto. We got breakfast at this hostel that was really, really cool. And I had also picked up some drawing stuff, some illustrating stuff. I got a new notebook, I got some pens, so I gave those a whirl one morning. And now I have like, you know, a pretty full notebook of fun things. But yeah, I don't actually think that this is a Japanese notebook. This is Catalog, Artists and Colors and Materials, Bumpoto. It could be Japanese actually, but the quality of the paper is really lovely. I've already gotten to doodle in it quite a bit. Got some fun stuff in here. That's good. Drew a picture of a crashed car. And there's some cool candles. These sailor pens, which are awesome and so colorful, and they're the most like beautiful curated colors. And these are called the Shikiori pens from Sailor. So if you wanted to check that out, that's what I was doodling with. So then we made our way to Kyoto, and Kyoto was wonderful for 2 days. It was pretty touristy, which is the one thing that I should have expected because we did do the, I think it's called Mount Inari hike, where you kind of like get to the top of that crazy shrine-filled mountain with all of the orange gateways, and obviously people are gonna be taking photos there. That's like, you know, not a big surprise to me, but it was definitely not only a very big workout, that was one of the days where we burned the most calories according to my Apple Watch. Yeah, so be prepared for that. It is a full hike, but also it was like very touristy at the bottom, and then you could see who could like make it to the top. Like the people taking their wedding photos at the bottom of the mountain were not gonna be at the top of the mountain, if that makes sense. So, you know, you get a little bit of relief if you just keep climbing. Also, we went in the fall, so the leaves were excellent. The autumn leaves were excellent. The signs did not lie. And so I think that was probably also a good reason why it was a little bit more touristy. Also got to hang out in a giant tub, which was pretty exciting. So felt good about that. Scraped my butt on it a little bit, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. Shockingly enough, the only time that I really got to eat sushi while we were there was on the train. I got like to-go sushi on the train ride back, and it was shockingly the best sushi I've had. Even train sushi is better than most sushi elsewhere. And then I also ran into this issue where I realized that my bangs were getting very long and I hadn't cut them at all, and then I ended up cutting them with nose scissors. So that was good, did that. Yeah, that was one thing that was very irritating the entire time is humidity. I forgot what humidity in bangs is like when you do both of those things. I did a bad thing. It's called a hipster shower. Learn something. It is crazy to me that my bangs can look like this when they want to. When I come out here, you're gonna be shook by how not ratty my bangs look. And then we went home. It was overall a pretty quick trip, which was weird because it felt like it was so much longer than it actually was. Or maybe it felt really short. I don't even know. In a weird way, it was like I feel homesick for it already, even though I don't live there. Like there's something about Japan and the people there and the transport and the shops and the food and just everything. The culture of Japan is so welcoming and calm and quiet and easy. And so I don't know. I just wish I was back there already. It was so fun, and I want it to be something where I get to go more often, even though it is expensive to get over there. I really hope I can go in like the next couple years again, because it was so, it was exactly what I wanted it to be and more. And I think Will would say the same thing. It was just the coolest trip, and I can't wait to go back already.